cranky. Good morning. How are you? You know what you do when you're cranky? Sleep. But today we're going to open up the Word. That's what we're going to do. So good morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday. How are you? All right, friends, we are in Ephesians, and we have been, and we are going to continue with verse 10. Still chapter 1, verse 10. How long we've been in Ephesians, I don't know, but it's good. It is good stuff. And because of God's unfailing purpose, this detailed plan, we've talked about the plan. We've talked about the pleasure the plan brings him. So because of God's unfailing purpose, this detailed plan will reign supreme through every period of time until the fulfillment of all the ages finally reaches its climax. When God makes all things new. No wonder that's the climax. Can you imagine? All things new. All things good, all things perfect. When God makes all things new in all of heaven and earth through Jesus Christ. Verse 11, through our union with Christ, we too have been claimed by God as his own inheritance. Let's go ahead and read the footnote of inheritance. It's, Again, we're in verse 11. The Greek construction of this phrase can mean either that God appointed us, chose us, to be his inheritance, or that we have been appointed an inheritance. So again, you get a look at both angles. It's kind of like a gem, right? You get a look at both or all the angles. So through our union with Christ, we too have been claimed by God as his own inheritance. And he has given us an inheritance. Before we were even born, he gave us our destiny. Listen, this world is trying to tell you all the time, you're not important. You're not anything. In fact, they're going so far to say that in the womb, you're not even a real human. You're just a clump of cells. Well, guess what that programs into the population? If you weren't God chosen, God formed, when and upon conception, breath of God sparked, and you were created, then they can start talking you into the fact that you just don't mean that much. You're just not worth that much. Your value just really isn't anything. Well, not only is that a lie, but that tears you down. That continually tears you down. That allows for lies to fester. That allows for you to start thinking about, meditating on, and believing a narrative that is not from him. But if you get this just right here, that before you were even born, he gave you your destiny. He gave you purpose. He spoke into you a wiring of gifts and talents, traits and calling. If you grasp that, then on any hard day, anytime the enemy wants to throw something at you, you can throw that back in the enemy's face. You can throw truth and promise, purpose and destiny back into the face of the liar. Whether that's little tiny humans trying to break you down, or the enemy himself trying to corrode you and erode you, tearing you down. See, if you and I would grasp this, if we would breathe in the living word and let it take root, then we would be able to combat any and every lie, false narrative, distraction. See, we'd get to tear it down. because we can stand on the promise that the one true living God, Yahweh, the creator of all, he said, get this, he said that before you were born, he gave you your destiny. Continue. That you would fulfill the plan of God, who always accomplishes every purpose and plan in his heart. Today, meditate on the truth, on the promise that he created you for a purpose and a destiny, that he is going to fulfill the plan in your life. Pause and pray right now. Holy Spirit, you have my yes. You have my yes today. You have my yes again. I want you to shine a light on why you created me right here in this day, for this time, according to your plan and your purposes, because your word says that the plan of God always accomplishes every purpose and plan in your heart. And so I want my heart to beat according to your plan and your purposes. I want my burdens to be whatever burdens you this day. I want to move with you. I want to be entwined with you. I want to abide in you. I want to say yes to what is on your heart this day, for the plans and the purposes that you have for this day. Another reason why they want to break down your value, make you feel worthless, is so that you just mundanely go about your day. Could you imagine if the church, man, this sun is real today. If the church knew that they knew who they were. Can you imagine the impact and the footprint that we would have? Not because we need to be known, but because in our boldness, in our confidence, he is known. Because when we rise up and we live in a way that knows our purpose, and the fact that we are here for such a time as this, the world will take notice in the difference of who we are and how we go about our lives. Friends, rise up today. Maybe you're not having the best day. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I started this by telling y'all I was cranky. I spent 20 minutes fighting with these children because life is hard in the 4th grade. Life is hard in the 6th grade, okay? And I'm sitting here thinking, y'all, if you think this is hard, just buckle up. But you don't say that. You don't say that because they are only walking in their shoes. You are only walking in your shoes. Your neighbor is only walking in your neighbor's shoes. So all we can do is walk in our shoes and walk in a way that is different. It's different because we know whose we are. We know that even if his plan for our life is not crystal clear, even if we don't have the full picture that we see and know and understand, we can take rest and confidence in this day, that we can be used by him because he wants to partner with you and I. And could there be any better place than partnered with the one who owns it all, with the one who knows it all, with the one who has strategy for everything, with the one who knows the person who needs to hear from you today, and or the one who has a fresh revelatory word for you to get you through this moment. That should be so much encouragement for you today. Grasp it. Grasp the promise and the truth of just those verses 10 and 11. See you Thursday.